The iPhone 12 series is my favorite series of cell phone ever made. We've already made a couple of accessory videos a few months ago when they first came out. So today, let's find out what are some other cool accessory, what are some other cool gadgets that we can get for our iPhone 12 or 12 Pro. So what are they? Let's find out. They're in this bag. What's up, everyone? I'm the Everyday Dad, and if I can figure it out, you can figure it out. You all know this. I say this every time we do one of these videos. I love making accessory videos. I love finding little gadgets, little accessories for all of my technology, whether it's my phone, my tablet, my computer. Finding gadgets, my favorite thing to do here. So today, let's go through some of the cool things that I found over the past few months, and I'll show you how they work with my personal iPhone 12 mini. Now, before we do get into the sack o' goodness, like all of the magical stuff that are in here, I did want to talk about one thing that's not a travel accessory. It doesn't fit anywhere. So one of my favorite things about the iPhone 12 line, you've heard me say this before, is the Magsafe. And Magsafe for iPhone means there's a little magnet in the back of here. It lets you connect to different accessories, and we'll talk about some of those here in a little bit. But it also allows you to do wireless charging. Now, one of my biggest frustrations with the Magsafe charger is when I have it setting on like my nightstand, it gets pulled off of the stand all of the time. Whether it takes my phone with it or I reach over, it's not very stable. So one of the things you can get is one of these little stands. Now, I found this, and this has been amazing. This is just like a cheapo little aluminum stand. I don't even remember the brand this is, but I've been using this for the last couple of weeks, and it's great. You just put your Magsafe charger in here, and your Magsafe charger now does not go anywhere. It's got a rubber like faceplate here that you set your Magsafe charger right into. It's also got these little rubber feet on the bottom, so it's not going anywhere. It's relatively strong. I'm definitely not going to break this thing. And the Magsafe is strong enough. You just set your phone on it and it's good to go. I love it. Like, you don't even have to think about it. You just set it and it's ready to charge. So one thing that you'll notice that I love more than anything else, I don't necessarily love upgrades to power. I don't necessarily care about upgrades to like screen resolution. What I care about in the technology I use is quality of life enhancements. And this is, look how easy it is to put on and off. I will highly recommend, if you're a person that enjoys Magsafe as much as I do, get one of these stands. They are enough gushing about the like $3 piece of aluminum that they definitely upcharged me for on Amazon. Let's get into all of the accessories. So I've been traveling a lot more for work now, and it's crazy to think that when I say traveling for work, I mean I'm actually going into the office. I'm not traveling across states. I'm leaving my house and going into the office, and now I consider that travel. But because of that, I like to bring a few accessories to get me through the day. The first accessory we're going to talk about is this pack. It's just a little pouch. It's from a company called Travelon. We have talked about this pouch before in the past, but nothing else in this video will be stuff that we've talked about before. But I like this pouch because it's small, it easily fits in my backpack, and it has everything that I need to get the most out of my iPhone. It's great, it doesn't take up too much space. It's built out of some really nice ripstop nylon. Now you'll see one very important thing about accessories, bags, stuff like that. You gotta check the stitching on it, and if it's bad stitching, it will not last. The seams will give out and your tech will eventually fall apart, because this is essentially just like a piece of nylon they've sewn together. These stitches, they're not double stitched, so it's not great, but it's good enough, and I haven't had an issue so far. It does seem to have pretty quality work to it. It's got this cinch right here on the top, so you can actually fit more stuff in here than it might allude to in the beginning. You just tighten it down as tight as you need it to. Open it with a quick snap. What have we got in here today, huh? That's the real magic. So let's get to this side first, because this is actually something that I'm pretty excited about. Now, when the iPhone 12 was first announced, Apple came out with their wallet, right? And I thought this was the goofiest thing. I have totally changed my opinion now. What this is another MagSafe accessory. It just clips right onto the back of your phone with magnets, with the MagSafe. You can use it either with your case on or with your case off if you do have a MagSafe case. And pre-COVID, this would have been useless to me because I carried around a wallet with like 6 or 7 cards in it, right? Like identification, driver's license, insurance card, credit card, debit card, stuff like that. But since COVID, whenever I leave the house, I have like my driver's license and a credit card. I only need 1 or 2 cards anymore because anytime I leave the house, I'm just going to the grocery store. I'm going to work for a little bit. And this has been, it's convenient. Again, the theme of today's video is quality of life assistance. This has been great. It actually stays on way more than I thought it would. It's not glued on here by any stretch of the imagination, but it stays on well enough that I haven't had a problem with it falling off. I mean, look, I don't want to break my phone here on video, but I very much enjoyed this. It'll fit up to 3 cards. I wouldn't go over 3 cards with this, just because you're not going to fit very much into it. It is made out of leather. It feels great. The stitching on this is also really well. It will stick to your phone better if you do not have a case on it. Like with the case off, you get a stronger connection, I guess, for lack of a better word. And I don't think that that's necessarily because of the magnet. I think it's just because the way that the leather is, it has more friction against the glass back than it does on the rubber back of my case. So yeah, I love that wallet. There's been a lot of realizations that, okay, maybe I do. Maybe it's not as silly as I initially thought it was. But let's say you do want some kind of a wallet, but you don't trust the Magsafe to stay on there. I also got this one from a company called Gear Beast. It's just like a rubber. If you ride motorcycles or stuff like that, you'll see things like this often as cell phone mounts, where it's just a piece of rubber. It goes over, don't need the camera right now. It just goes over your phone, and then you can put your cards in the back here. You can still have a wallet that you carry around with your phone. You just don't have to worry about maybe the Magsafe falling off, because this isn't going anywhere. It did come with like a lanyard that you could wear this around your neck, but I thought that was very goofy and silly and not very practical, so I took it off. And I think this would be very strong and be another way that you could carry around your identification or carry around your credit cards and not worry about it falling off. There you go. Okay, let's get back to the rest of what's in our magic bag o' tricks. So next up, let's talk about power delivery or charging the phone. Now, one of the negatives about the iPhone 12 is it does not come with a power brick, and it comes with a USB-C to Lightning cable. So if you don't already have a USB power brick, you're kind of hosed. This is just a small one from Aki. It's a USB-C 20-watt power brick adapter. So just a very simple way and a very small, I mean, look how small this thing is. You bring it with you wherever you need to go so that you can always charge your phone. I love, one of the things that I'm really starting to enjoy is wall adapters that are tiny. Like, I love little wall adapters. Look how small this one is. And it's a 20-watt power brick, so you can get serious power out of this to power your phone, no problem. And we'll talk about some dongles right now, because I'm working on my photography now, and I have been needing to transfer more files to my phone to do quick mobile edits to them. The first one that we'll talk about is my SD card adapter. This is from a company called Stucci? There's lots of these out there, but the reason I picked this one is it's got a nice braided cable right here to do Lightning to SD or micro SD. I know a lot of people out there use micro SD. If you're using action cameras or other kinds of cell phones, they use micro SD or trans flash. That's what the TF stands for. I use full-size SD cards, so this has been working very well for me to transfer. Like, I'm out hiking, I take some pictures of the local river or something like that, and then I just transfer it straight to my phone. Another thing that I've been bringing with me is my Lightning to 3.5mm dongle if I want to use a microphone or something with my cell phone. It doesn't matter the video or what I'm talking about. I keep one of these wherever I'm at, because you never know. This is the one thing where there's nothing else that does what this does. It's such a frustrating, I hate this thing. I do kind of wish Apple still had the headphone jacks in their phones, but if you need this is the only thing that will do it. So I always carry extra of these around. And then somebody was asking me in a previous video, how did I actually set up my iPhone to work with a display? It's this little dongle right here. It's an HDMI and power delivery Lightning. So this is not USB-C. It looks like USB-C, but this is a Lightning. So you check this out. It's a Lightning connection. It can provide power to your phone while your phone's plugged into a monitor. Then you can Bluetooth a mouse and a keyboard to your iPhone and use it on a big display. I know I get lots of comments saying that I'm crazy about that, but this is one of the most useful dongles you'll ever run across, because sometimes it's all about quality of life, right? That makes using your phone, it opens it up to like a whole world of being able to treat it almost like a computer. Okay, now we've got a few more things to talk about today, and then we will close this video out. And here's the thing that we won't get to the thing that I'm most excited about yet. We'll put that, okay, it's not off camera yet. We'll hide you under here. We've talked about charging the phone, right? Well, sometimes if you're working or you're traveling, you don't have access to a wall outlet. So external battery, this is from a company called iWalk, and this doesn't just do Lightning. This also comes with a cable that does USB-C. You can see you can charge it via USB-C here on the bottom. But the reason I picked this is it has a Lightning cable built right into it. The reason I carry one of these batteries around is because I need to charge my phone, right? I don't want to mess around with having extra cables if I don't need extra cables. So having a built-in lightning is just so nice. It's a little awkward the way that they have it set in. It is kind of a pain in the butt to get the lightning cable out the first couple of times, but once you do it, it loosens up and it's been great. You can see how small this is. This is a 10,000 milliamp hour battery. It's a little more on the beefy side, but it's probably got some squat lithium ion batteries like the big circular ones like right there. So you always got to have some kind of an external battery. This is the external battery that we are talking about today. Also, we talked about headphones, but I've been using, and maybe this would be a surprise, but these are not AirPods. These are the Google Pixel Bud. I believe these are the Google Pixel Buds. Now, Google did send this to me like 6 months ago or 5 months ago with the Pixel, whatever the last Pixel was. I'm not a big cell phone person besides the iPhone, but I have loved these headphones. Besides the AirPod Pros, these are my favorite headphones ever made. They're way more comfortable and have way better sound quality than the AirPod standards. So these have replaced my AirPods as like the headphones that I sleep with because they're so comfortable to wear. I wish I could explain. They're a little more goofy because unlike the AirPods that are a little bit longer here, these ones stick out a little more, but these are some of the most comfortable headphones I've ever owned. And I know you're not necessarily supposed to like, yes, tech can look cool, but you should be buying what's best for your budget and what's best to like fit your need. But I think this looks so good. I love the finish of this case. I love how snappy it is. This does not get nearly as disgustingly dirty as my AirPods do, maybe because they've got like a glossy finish to the case and this is more of a matte case, but I love these headphones and I'm really glad that Google sent these to me or I would never have ever tried these and I would not know how good these Pixel Buds are. These are really good. If you're gonna use them for running though, the one negative I would have is they do not have noise cancellation. So if you're using them for running, I get a lot of like wind noise of the wind like brushing past them, where I don't get that as much on the AirPods standards, and obviously the AirPods Pro have noise cancellation, which are the best running headphones I've ever had. But these, if you're just casually listening to music or looking for white noise when you're sleeping, the Pixel Buds, so good. And then let's get to the last thing that I'm really excited about. The whole reason we're making a follow-up accessory video at all is because of this. Now, we've shown in previous videos to get like a little stand or a little holder for your cell phone in case you do want to make videos with it, or if you're doing like a Zoom call and you don't want to constantly hold your phone up, you don't have something to prop it up. This is actually a little cell phone holder from a company called SmallRig. If you're in the camera space, you've heard of them before. They make cages, accessories. A lot of the stuff that I use as my grip gear or all the mounting options here are made by SmallRig, and I have cages from SmallRig. But this is a neat little cell phone holder that I've been very enchanted with over the past couple of weeks. So it is just, it's a cell phone holder, much like standard cell phone holders. It grips your phone. It's got a little rubber grip right here. But the cool thing is, this folds out. You can actually turn it into a very substantial stand. That is a very solid base to have some kind of like a Zoom call or a Skype meeting or anything that you might do for your business. But another thing that's really cool about this is if you are using this for video, or let's say you're somebody that vlogs with your cell phone, it gives you a nice grip for your phone so you can keep it away from you. It also has a cold shoe right here on the top. If you do use your 3.5 millimeter dongle to put a microphone on here, you can easily mount the microphone, you can mount a light, you can mount a display, you can mount all sorts of accessories to this. It doesn't just stay in landscape mode, you can also do it in portrait if you're doing like Instagram content or vertical video like the YouTube Shorts. This just is so good. It's so good. And you saw you can do it even back like this if you want to. This is actually a little more stable when you do it this way. Check that out. I love this thing. It's so versatile. And wait, there's more. There's even a 1/4 tripod mount here on the bottom. So if you do want to actually hook this into a tripod, you can do it very easily. I love little gadgets like this. These are the whole reason that I make this series of videos, finding cool stuff like this. So this is the SmallRig cell phone little tripod holder, adapter, cold shoe. It's like a little cage for your phone. That is the coolest thing I've found so far. But what are yours? It's been a few months since the iPhones have come out. Let me know in the comments, what are some really cool gadgets or accessories that you all have found? I love telling you, a lot of this stuff comes from you in the comments. And if you liked this video and you're like, okay, Gary, iPhone 12, we talked about the 12 and the 12 Pro. How were you thinking? What do you think about the 12 mini? Well, good news. Here's a video that I just released on the 12 mini. It's like we've got a plan all along. You can find that by clicking right here. Click, 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 click. Thanks for watching.